You're listening to the podcast where we talk about life, sports, family, and everything in between. Welcome to Just Talking Out Loud with your hosts, Ron and Terry.
Hello and welcome to the show. I'm Ron.
And I'm Terry.
And we are very happy that you are with us on our podcasting journey. And we're just kind of floating around out there. And we got some listeners. We got, we're hanging in there.
Okay.
People, I see people sharing us, kind of spreading the word. So we'll see. Hopefully we'll garner something, see if people want to listen to our banter. Yeah, our banter. I got a couple things we're going to talk about. We're going to I'm going to do a little survey for you about some where you stand on some of these odd debate topics. We'll talk about that. Easy way to make 9 new friends. And then would you put a price tag on, let's see, they were putting price tags on how much they would pay not to have allergies, not to have headaches anymore. So we'll talk about that too coming up.
There is a cure for allergies, they say.
Just don't go outside.
No.
Oh, no?
No grains at all. So you have to cut bread, pasta, rice.
That'll help with the hay fever and the grass?
You won't have any.
No grains.
No grains.
Pasta.
No grains.
Huh. Seems like a lot to give
And no
up.
Sugar, I think, too.
Because I like my pasta.
No sugar or grains. I think it's sugar, too. I can't remember.
Well, sugar, we'll talk about that, too, coming up, junk food.
Oh, yeah.
Which
That
I've been
makes
wanting
you
to
crave
talk.
more junk food.
Yeah, well, maybe we should just jump into that first. Because they did this study about junk food, which I don't even know why you do a study on junk food. When they talk about sweets, and they said that the how much power sweets have on our brains. Because, they say our brains learn to prefer foods such as sweets, chocolate cake, cookies, and chips. Yeah. Because they make it so freaking good.
Well, yeah, we crave, if I have sugar, I crave it then.
It even says that we subconsciously prefer and crave fatty and sugary foods. There are times that that's what I'm looking for. There's just something about, a ho-ho that just, makes it sound. It's chocolate.
Sugar
it's got
or salt.
The cream in the middle.
Sometimes you crave salt, like when you exercise a lot. Sometimes you crave salt. I think your body needs it to a certain extent when you're exercising because you sweat it out of you. But we really don't need as much salt as we Americans eat.
It's like a reward. They were talking about junk food's like a reward because your brain is saying, hey, you really deserve this. You just exercised and now it's time to enjoy. And then you bring home the crumble, what's it called?
Cookies.
Crumble cookies someone brought you. And they're absolutely fantastic. I don't know exactly where they're located, but wherever you are, I'm glad you're far away and I don't know where you are. Because then I don't have the opportunity to go buy some more. Because they were good. We had, the one was like an ice cookie.
It
big.
was like
They're big.
the iced one seemed like it was an iced sugar cookie, but the icing is thick on it too.
The chocolate chip. Yeah, there was the cookie itself is very thick.
Right.
Like a cake.
Mm-hmm.
Is it crumble cake? Is that what it's called?
It's Crumble Cookie Company.
Crumble cookie. I don't know, but it was like a cake. And then they had the, I'm not big on the strawberry one. Or whatever,
with the strawberries
jam.
on it.
I don't know what that is. I'm just not, I don't like.
It seems like it's just like a plain cookie dough, like a chocolate chip cookie dough with strawberry, some kind of strawberry, like something you would put over a strawberry shortcake on and a little bit of whipped cream on top of it.
I'm not a big jelly. If I had to rank my favorite donuts, jelly would be way down the list. In fact, I wouldn't even eat a jelly.
It's
donut.
like a jelly or.
Although what I hate about it is when you see donuts and you think, oh, there's a cream-filled donut because they hide the jelly so well, and you bite into it and it's jelly. It just ruins my whole expectation of what that donut. A lot of people like jelly donuts. I'm just not a big fan, especially when I was thinking there was going to be custard or Bavarian inside of it. So it really did a number.
You like the vanilla angels and the chocolate angels too, though, don't you?
Yeah, I'm a big glazed donut, chocolate. Yeah, I like those too. But I'm, when you're expecting something and your tongue gets something different, it's just a very huge disappointment. My tongue is wanting some of that delicacy, and I'm getting jelly.
And you can see some
Now, jelly on
like jelly.
Peanut butter and jelly. All right. I don't know what it is about the bread, and I don't. It's
the
weird.
Donuts, you would think, because all the sugar, it's like a glazed on the outside,
Yeah,
so you'd think all the sugar.
For me, it ruins. I don't know. It just ruins it for me. I don't know why, but I would think number one is obviously the Bavarian cream donut, and then after that, it would be any type of a cream-filled donut. Doesn't have to have any icing on the top. Could it be
like a vanilla
white
angel
cream?
or a chocolate?
Could be vanilla angel. Could be
chocolate. Because they're like kind of like whipped cream. With vanilla or chocolate.
That's right up there. Glaze would probably be 3. The chocolate ice rings right up there. I like those.
I like the double chocolate.
Yeah, double chocolate's right up there.
Because mine would be Bavarian, then double chocolate, and then anything else I'll take.
I mean, I don't know if you can tell or not, but I really don't turn down donuts.
You
for
can't
the most
tell
part.
for looking at you.
Oh, you can tell from the side.
No,
if you look hard enough.
I don't think so. You don't look like some of the policemen that sit at the donut factory or the Dunkin' Donuts all day. They used to.
Well, don't be cutting up on the policemen. There's some good policemen out there.
Oh, I know there's a lot of good policemen out there.
I know they like
None
their
of the
donuts.
ones that work for our school are built like the donut people.
That's because they got out of the profession and started working out. Don't make the trips to the donut store because I think they give them free donuts. I mean, that doesn't help either.
I think they all. And when they take a coffee break, they're in where there's sweets. Even if you went to a diner, there's probably pies and cookies right on the counter. You know what I mean, for a coffee break, or do you just grab a cup of coffee because you're in the car all the time?
Well, they do it on purpose. They know what they're doing. They know how to get you to, just like you do when you're in the checkout line, and they line all that. Look at Gabe's. They actually barricade you in. They make you go through a maze
of food,
of all kinds of stuff.
Junk food, yep.
There's a reason for all that. There might be batteries, and then there's the crackers, and then there's the cereals, and it's all in that aisle. They find a way to incorporate it all in there, and then you get up to the closer, and then there's candy, and there's, like you said, the donuts and the cookies and they know what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
And it's on purpose.
They're baiting us.
Oh, they're baiting, all right. They just it's like fishing. They're fishing for us, and they hook me every time. Hey, I got you. I mean, you get some cookies too. You like to dunk your cookies.
I like the cookies.
The dunkable cookies.
Yes, that soak up the milk.
Yeah, we tried the.
That's what we should have done with those crumble cookies. See if they soak up milk.
Well, you'd have to break those things down.
I know, because they're not going to fit in the cup.
They're not going to fit unless you have a giant Jethro Bodine cup that's huge, and you'd have to have a crane to pour it in, and then to pull it out because it'd be all soaking with the milk. We'd have it everywhere. Sounds good, though.
Yeah, sure does.
If you want to make 9 new friends, they found a way, the easy way to make
9 new friends.
9 new friends. Have a baby. It says a study found that a woman's circle of friends shoots from 13 to 22 after having children. And
well, I can say that's true because I probably made more than that because I was in MOPS, Mothers of Preschoolers. And so
you have to
we all had preschoolers, and I had quite a group of preschool friends.
Because you have, so why? You have to say why.
Why?
Because it's easier to bond with other women once you have a baby.
And it's easier when you have something in common.
Well, yeah, you have the kids in common.
You have the kids in common, and then you have something. Hey, if you want to run to the grocery store today, I'll watch your kids if you can watch mine tomorrow so I can run to the grocery store. I mean, you have lots of reasons then. Well, you have a play date or whatever, I
also think it's really good for the kids to get to know one another, play with one another, other than they have the daycare too, but there's just something about, I thought MOPS was a nice organization. It worked. I don't know if they still do it or not.
I don't know if COVID did it in.
Yeah, COVID did a lot of things in.
I don't know if COVID did it in.
But, if you want to make 9 new friends, just have a baby. Then you'll have 9, or maybe you don't want to make new friends. I don't know. It's up to you. Well,
I'm not going to have a baby.
No, we'll just go through the motions. How about that?
Okay. Whatever, but I don't think that.
We'll
I think
pretend.
the babies are done.
Yeah, babies, we're done. Well, we
Grandchildren
are. We're going to pick one up here, or well, I should say the only one right now, and he's staying the night on a weeknight.
Yep.
And so this should be interesting because I'm wondering if I can get out of the house. He is Grandpa's little guy for sure, and
He sure is.
I'm just wondering how because we're trying to keep him in schedule, so we're doing this podcast, and then we're going to leave for Pittsburgh right after this, and then hopefully
he'll fall asleep on the way home.
But then you have to wonder, will he stay asleep once he knows that he's in Grandpa's playland? That's the problem. And then the first thing he does, popcorn. I don't want to be making popcorn at 9 or 10 o'clock at night, but we will see.
Well, if you don't make it, maybe he'll cry himself back to sleep. But
you
won't let him cry.
Like
you won't let him cry.
I'm bad. I gotta do better. But that's what grandparents do. They just do
but
it.
when you have two of them, you can't please them both all the time.
I'm gonna have to try. I don't know. It'll be tough, but one won't like popcorn and one will like something else.
I know, and you'll be like, okay, what do I make first?
All right, let's see where you stand on these odd debate topics. You ready?
Yep.
All right, can you smell air? Yes or no? I think it depends, doesn't it?
Yeah. Are you in a cow? If you're over the hill from a cow pasture, you know it. And if you're over you can have fresh air smelling, like go up on a field and smell fresh air, or you can go out to the farm and smell.
Sometimes you're in Walmart, you can smell some smells.
Oh, yeah.
Especially if I've,
if someone's
one
passed
loose.
by you.
That's when you quickly go into the next aisle and just leave it there.
Yeah.
Hopefully. Let somebody else
hope it doesn't follow you
enjoy
so
the
everyone
aroma.
knows you have it. Huh?
Of course, Terry has to go to the bathroom every time we go to a store. She has to find the bathroom. There's something about stores.
I'm relaxed.
That just
in the morning before I go to the store, I'm relaxed and I'm not running like a chicken with my head cut off. And I just
this air, like smell air. I mean, we just because
because if you're by a factory too, you can smell the smog.
Yeah, but I guess it depends on where you are, right? So anyway, we're gonna say yes. Let's see. We're going to say no.
I guess yes, because you can smell. If you're close to something like a factory or a farm, you know it. You know what I mean?
All right, I hit yes. So let's see what the results were. It's not working.
Of course it's not.
It's not working. This is just what I need. Well, anyway, that was. It says it wants to work, but it's not working. Let's try. Here, let me try and redo it. There we go. So, can you smell air? 67% said yes. I mean, I think it'd be. It's all around us, right? I mean,
there are times where you don't really notice it because it's not stinky and it's not really fresh. So,
there's sometimes it's not fresh.
Yeah,
especially in our own house. Are fairy tales lies or hopes? Hopes or lies?
Hopes.
Terry says hopes. And 62% agree with you. A fairy tale is hopes. 38% said it's a lie. What kind of fairy tales are we talking about?
Like Cinderella. She grows up and marries a prince. That's a hope.
Yeah.
Every little girl
we
hopes
all
to
grow up and
grow
marry
up
a prince,
grow up and marry, Mr. Right.
I'm looking for Mr. Right. Is a smoothie just baby food? Yes or no? Think about that for a second, because we were making smoothies. We were breaking everything down. Are we getting ready for old age when they have to spoon feed us and change our diapers?
I know it, and I was grinding all of my dad's food before he went. I mean, we were grinding the meat and everything and feeding it to him like baby food, and it was like baby food.
It's like we revert backwards, don't we?
So I've got mixed opinion on this because,
I mean, it is.
I guess it's yes.
Yeah, because it's in a blender. It's all blended up.
It's got your fruit and your yogurt or your protein or whatever you want in it.
83% said no because they don't. I guess they don't want to think of it as baby food. But 17% said yes. So we're in the minority on that one. But I just think that if you're.
I told you I had mixed on that one.
You did. If you're grinding it up, I always tell Finn when I'm changing his diaper, just remember this when you got to change mine. Although I haven't had to change a poopy diaper in a while. It's been a long time. I don't know if he's thinking, I don't want to leave him any because he's going to leave me some. Is Santa having elves ethical? Yes or no?
Is it ethical?
Yeah, is it ethical to have elves?
Why? Because they're doing
Are we
his work?
thinking that? Yeah, that's what I'm wondering if that's what they're getting at.
Yes.
He's like running a business.
Yes.
I don't know if he pays the elves. I don't know. They
Well,
have a
he
union.
feeds them.
Is there a union for elves?
In the Christmas shows on, the Christmas movies and stuff, he feeds them, he houses them, and
They all seem happy.
And they all seem happy working for him. So
I'm going to say yes. I don't care. I'm going to say yes. 52%. It's close. 52 said yes. 48 said no. That's, he's running a business and he hires the best elves he can. I don't know. All right, here's a good one. This is about pizza. Does pizza taste better in a square or a circle? So what do you think, square or circle?
I don't think it matters. Because we've had square pizza that was thick, that was really good, and we've had it depends on whether you like it thin or I've never seen a very thin square pizza though. So if you like it thin.
I'm sure they're out there. We just haven't had.
Yeah,
any.
we just haven't found that one yet.
I will say that there is a square pizza that Little Caesars does for lunch.
Mm-hmm.
It is so good, and they do this. It's like a $5 or $6 lunch thing, and there's 4 squares, and I'm telling you, it fills you up. It's thick. It's got it's cheese. It's really good. I'm not a. Sometimes it depends.
Yeah.
The last time we had gotten, because I think you weren't feeling good. And you asked for a pizza. I picked up a cheese pizza. I think that's all they had. It was pretty good.
Yeah.
It all depends. With Little Caesars, it
sometimes
all
it's a hit or
depends.
miss,
Yes. So we're going to say, we're going to say it doesn't, we don't think it matters, but we going with circle because that's usually what we get.
Yeah.
We're going with square. Well, we're right there. 75% said circle, 25% said square, but I don't really know if it really matters.
I don't think so.
Are movies better with subtitles? Yes or no?
No.
I can't keep up with the subtitles. 61% said yes. So a lot of people like to read. Maybe that's how they get their daily reading in, their daily ingestion of reading. I wish I could read more, but I can't watch TV and read. And then to follow. I know you're supposed to be able to follow
subtitles. I don't, if they're speaking a different language and I have to read to keep up, then I've lost the movie.
Yeah, 39% said no.
It's too much work. I read the book.
This is you.
I like to read a book, but
yeah, you do read a book, but you don't want to read a movie.
No,
that's a little bit different. So too much work.
Yeah,
I'm trying to get out of that. Here's you're a tea drinker. Terry makes her own kombucha.
I used to drink sweet tea all the time.
I don't know that tea's really good for you. I guess it depends on the tea. Green tea, a black tea.
Black tea has more caffeine in it.
So chia tea.
Mm-hmm.
Is tea just dirty water? Yes or no?
If it is, then coffee's dirtier water.
Yeah, it's got the grounds in it.
So I'd say no.
Boy,
because
someone's a little touchy on the tea. Boy, you're really defending the tea there.
Because to me, tea is just like coffee, except it's tea leaves instead of coffee beans.
Well, we're not talking about coffee. We're talking about tea. So you say no.
If tea is dirty water, then coffee's dirtier water.
They're not saying it is. They're asking, is it? And you say no.
No,
so
I say no.
You got to live by your...
I say no because then you would have to say coffee's dirty water.
I know, but
everyone drinks coffee.
Not everybody. The two sitting here don't drink coffee.
I know, but we're
a minority in that too.
Yes,
probably.
We're a minority in that.
So Terry says no, and guess what? 82% agree with you. No, tea is not dirty water. Only 18% say that it is, and then they also said coffee is dirtier. No, I'm just kidding. Are UFOs real? Do you believe in UFOs, Terry?
I'm going to say no.
Terry says no.
But there's a lot of people who believe in them.
Yeah, there might be out there. If they are out there.
I hope there's not, because that just confuses the whole life spectrum.
Yeah. Well, if there is, they're watching down like we're a TV show. They're probably laughing their butts off at the circus we have going on here. So are UFOs real? Terry says no. 63% say yes, they are. There is another being
the
out
neighbor
there.
thinks there are.
I'm sure, Well, I mean, I
If
don't
there's
know.
another being, it kind of messes up the whole,
What do you feel about ghosts? How do you feel about ghosts?
I don't know how I feel about them. Your son would say your one son would say there's definitely ghosts. A lot of people have unexplainable things happen to them.
They have all these ghosts.
And I
shows.
believe in spirits. I mean, our spirit's supposed to go to heaven. So can it be trapped here for some reason?
Till it's, till they, I don't know.
Like,
they do
in
something?
church when they talk about, could you be trapped here because you got bitterness or unforgiveness or something, and say, you're supposed, you know what I mean?
I don't know.
Maybe you got to work it out before you can. So I don't know.
Yeah.
So.
But we don't believe in UFOs.
No,
We're
not
minority.
UFO.
We're way down there in the middle. Well, 37%. Well, it's up there. Is tap water better than bottled water? Yes or no? Just tap water now. I'm not talking about.
Well, our tap water has chlorine in it.
It does, but it has.
Bottled water, if it sits in that bottle and gets hot and the cold, then it tastes like plastic. Have you ever had a bottle of water that's fresh, but it tastes like plastic because it probably was in a truck and got hot? Then it went in and got cold, and then it just tastes like plastic sometimes.
Well, I drink tap water all the time.
Yeah.
Usually picnics I'll have because we just have the bottled water. But,
which we need to buy again.
Yes. But, tap water has there's a lot of things that go on.
Right.
But where are they getting the bottled water?
Is it really from a spring? And then it has some minerals in it if it's from a spring. Or are they getting some of this bottled water right from the tap and it doesn't have any filter at all?
See, my thing is, I know if I'm thinking about results, most people will say bottled water is better. Okay. Now, we do know people that have filtration systems. Now, you had a well, and you had I can't think. Your dad didn't have a filtration, but he did have where it would go through almost like a water tank with the salt. Didn't you have the? Mm-mm. I thought you did downstairs.
We didn't have a water softener. Mm-mm.
I thought you did.
We just had well water out there.
That's why it tasted so. It was bad.
It has more iron. It had more. It has more minerals in it from the well.
It had a taste to
it.
It
had more minerals in it. No, yeah. I liked it. I liked it better. When I would come in town, I could taste the chlorine. After drinking well water, you can taste the chlorine, and I could actually tell you when they added chlorine at the plant because it would get stronger.
Well, is tap water better than bottled water? No. 71% say no. Bottled water is better. And last question. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
Is cereal considered soup?
No.
Yes or no?
I know some people eat cold soup, but I don't eat cold soup, so.
Well, we're talking about cereal, though. Would you consider, like, if you had Rice Krispies and...
No, because you can eat cereal without any milk, too.
You could. Look
at little kids, you give them Cheerios in their little containers when you're in the car and stuff all the time.
I don't consider it soup either. I'm thinking that's kind of absurd. But it's like, is a hot dog a sandwich? That's a podcast that on one of the networks. I forget. But is it have to be closed, right, for a sandwich? Does it have to be 2 pieces of bread? But anyway, we're getting off subject.
Yeah.
You're really.
I'm saying no.
So we're going to say no. 88% said no. Of course not. Cereal is not soup. There's no way.
Most cereals you could eat without the milk, and then it wouldn't be soupy at all. It'd be like granola.
Yeah, favorite cereal. Your favorite go-to cereal if you could eat it. Health. It doesn't have to be healthy. Just if you, as a kid, what was your go-to? Or you guys?
As a kid, it was probably different.
Yeah, no. Let's do as a kid first. I'll do mine.
Yours was Frosted Flakes.
Mine was Frosted Flakes from We had Apple Jacks, Frosted Flakes. I don't know if you know where we're going with this. We're not. Poor mom is listening to this, probably thinking, "Oh, I didn't feed you healthy." You did. You fed us just great cereals. I was never a Fruit Loops cereal. I didn't like Fruit Loops. I was you know what? Back when they came out, I think it was
as a kid,
80s.
I liked Captain Crunch. I liked the Crunch berries and the peanut butter Captain Crunch.
Peanut butter was good.
Captain Crunch.
Was it the 80s they came out with Cinnamon Toast Crunch? Because that was
Yes.
That's way up there. That's really good.
It's all sugary.
Well, that's the idea.
You're
We just
picking
talking
all
about
the sugary.
We're just talking about junk food.
Our kids were raised on Cinnamon Life.
Well, they said, like, I went to this thing we had at work, and the nutritionist was saying, I said, well, I started eating Honey Nut Cheerios. Well, really, you should
have regular Cheerios.
Regular is better than a Honey Nut. Or she had a good suggestion: mix the two,
so that you get some honey.
So you're kind of getting a little bit of, but which I did that for a little, and it was fine. But Cheerios doesn't have. I'll tell you what I did like is that cereal we just bought from. I thought it was Walmart, but you say it was Big Lots, and it was that
Kashi almond, vanilla almond.
Yeah, and then you had the blueberry.
The blueberry, it's really good too. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, I like blueberries though, but I threw some frozen blueberries. I thawed them and threw them in with it too.
Now I don't know if like the vanilla almond's supposed to be good for you, but I don't know if the second bowl makes it better or worse. I mean, because if you have leftover milk, then I'm pouring in a little bit more cereal because I really like the cereal. It was really hitting the spot, and now it's all gone. So it's either
you ate it awful quick. I know
I did
because I didn't get to try it.
Well, it was like either that.
I'll have to go back and get some more, and I'll have to hide it so I can try it,
or have the ice cream cone thing that it's all gone now.
And you didn't get one, did you?
So. Yeah, I didn't get one.
I should have left it for you. If I'd have known you didn't get it, I wouldn't have ate it, and it would have been better for me because I had hot flashes last night.
Well, Terry keeps saying, I'm going off sugar, but the problem is that's all we've been getting lately. People buying you donuts today, and then you had the ice cream cone thingies. I don't know what they're called, with the nuts on the top. I noticed how you just devoured the nuts, and then you just bit right into it. I loved it. So I didn't get so sexy.
You're so bad.
Anyway, so yeah, I mean, if cereal wise, Frosted Flakes number one. I'm trying to think what number two would be. Frosted Flakes number one.
Apple Jacks.
Apple Jacks is up there, but Cinnamon Toast Crunch
is better.
But if I'm doing it as a kid, it would have to be Frosted Flakes, Apple Jacks. I thought we had a third one that we sometimes bought.
Cocoa Puffs.
No. Kids liked, didn't they like
Rice Krispies?
No, I didn't like Rice Krispies. But anyway, okay, we got off. Okay, so when we come back, we'll talk about a little bit more. First, we're going to talk about housework before we leave for our break. And then also going to talk about if you want a boy or a girl, they have this a particular month that you might be able to determine. Have we told our folks that we're having another boy? Grandson?
Yeah, I think so.
Beckett. We believe it's Beckett as is the name, although we're still, right? I mean, it's still early.
Yeah, it's still early.
But that seems to be where we're headed. Could have been Oscar Mayer Franks. That would have been interesting because you liked Oscar. Throw Meyer in there, you got yourself a wiener. But first, we'll do this. Housework is good for you. You write this down. This is very important. They did this study, and they said if you clean your house vigorously for 20 minutes, nonstop, once a week, that's not really bad, once a week, your anxiety, your distress, and your depression may improve. What do you think of that? Just by giving it 20 minutes.
If you think about some people that are on depression medicine, go in their houses, and some of them have dirty houses.
And they're depressed.
Yeah. Get up and clean your house.
Clean the house.
It'll make you feel better.
They did this study.
Make you feel better. That's what the doctor should say to them. Well, how dirty is your house? Well, clean it and you'll feel better.
I think it's just, to me, now listen, there's something about having an accomplishment. Maybe people need to have an accomplishment.
Well, if you
something
have,
to feel,
if you go into a kitchen and it's piled with dirty dishes and the floor needs swept and everything, and you go in there in 20 minutes, get as much of that out, and you turn around and all the dirty dishes are gone, or the floor is swept and all the, the table's cleaned off and everything else is on the counters. That would give you a sense of accomplishment to do the rest of it. And when that looks good, you should have a sense of accomplishment that you got something done.
I think you got to, I think that's a perfect example of starting small, right? It's just something like, maybe things aren't going right, but you clean, it's a self-accomplishment. You did something. It looks good. I don't know. That's just my opinion. It might not mean anything. It doesn't. But that's just for me.
But it's a good exercise for you, and I think, it's good for everything.
I think so. I think it's just exercise in general. And you're getting two things done at once. You're getting exercise and you're getting the house redded up. Mm-hmm. So it looks better, smells better. So you have people over, maybe, and then dirty it all up again. All right, we come back. We'll talk about when to conceive for a boy or girl. Driving. You might be surprised at, what would you pick? A plane, a train, a bus, or a car? We'll talk about that, and then we'll finish up with how much would you pay not to have certain ailments. That's all coming up next. So you want to start a podcast. Maybe you're listening to the show today and you're thinking to yourself, boy, that would be fun. And I have a lot of things I want to talk about. Maybe today is the day. Maybe you're looking for a new marketing channel, or you have a message that you'd like to share with the world, or you just think it would be fun to have a talk show. Now, it is a lot of fun just talking to your friends. Maybe you have ideas about sports, life, or whatever your passion is. Today's the day. Podcasting is easy, it's inexpensive, and it's a fun way to expand your reach online. And where should you go? Buzzsprout. It's hands down the easiest, and it's the best way to launch, promote, and track your podcast. And your show, believe it or not, can be online and listed in all the major podcast directories in minutes, like Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcast, and you wouldn't believe how many more there are. And they make it simple to join all of them. Podcasting is not hard when you have the right partners, and Buzzsprout is the team to join. They are passionate about your success. You can join over 1,000 podcasters already using Buzzsprout. We're one of them. We've been on Buzzsprout from the beginning, and I'm so glad I joined up. I had a little bit of an issue, emailed a customer service rep, and they got back to me within 5 minutes, and they had me calm down. It wasn't that hard, and what I was doing was my fault. So here's all you got to do. Click on the link in the show notes. It tells Buzzsprout we sent you. You can support our show, and if you get a paid plan, you get a $20 gift certificate from Amazon. Now, here's some other things that Buzzsprout provides. Like, you get a great-looking podcast website. Now, a lot of people think, I got to get a website, got to pay for that. No, you don't. They provide it for you. Also, they have audio players. Maybe you have a website, and all you want to do is promote your show on your own website. You can do that with their audio players, and you can also drop it into other websites and on Facebook or Twitter, and they help you do it all. Believe me, Buzzsprout is the way to go. They've helped me immensely, and I've had a lot of fun doing it. So maybe today is a day for you to start your podcast. And if you do, check out the link below in the show notes and get a $20 Amazon gift card. Hello and welcome back to the show. Terry and I are going to talk about a couple things. We're going to talk about when to conceive for a boy or girl. Maybe you're getting ready to have a baby and you're thinking, I'd like to have a girl this time, because you already have a boy, or maybe you'd like to have a boy this time.
I conceived at different times for all three of mine. They're all boys.
Well, let's see if any of this works, because we'll find out. We'll have to figure out the time frame. And then we're going to talk about flying, driving, or
train,
transportation, any other transportation. What would you pick to go on a long trip? And then putting a price tag on pain, how to get rid of avoiding pain. So you want to have some say in the gender of your baby. Italian researchers, this is, I believe, see, because it's Italian. So I trust these people. because they're Italian. They say the best month to conceive a boy would be October. So let's think about this for a second. Because Lauren's having a boy.
And she's due
in September.
So she
but that would be
conceived in December or January.
Yeah, so that's not, yeah. Now, it says if you want a girl, April is the best month to conceive. So our boys' birthdays are January, April, and December.
And January would have been April conception.
And we
End of March, early April conception. And we have a boy.
We have a boy. So that didn't work for us at all.
Mm-mm.
Yeah. Well, that throws that around.
As a matter of fact, if I recall, it was our anniversary, our first anniversary that I was, right before our first anniversary, I was holding you off because I thought I could be pregnant, and I already
she had
was.
to hold me off. She tied me to a chair. I couldn't do anything.
And yeah,
Hold
I
off.
was already pregnant, and
Yeah.
it was around the 4th, yeah. So, and I had him January 10th.
Yes.
And the first due date they gave me was February something.
Yeah.
And I knew that was wrong.
But yeah, so I'm just going by the Italians. They ought to know. But in this case, I was trying to think that maybe we were close with Lauren, but it can't be.
Mm-mm.
So that's from October to, it's just not.
Yeah.
Because you'd have to be in, right?
Yeah, because she'd be December or
Yeah.
January she conceive.
Yeah. So, oh, well, hey, you could try it for yourselves. Have fun doing it. I mean, what's the big deal? I mean, it doesn't matter, does it? Boy, girl, as long as it's healthy.
Yeah.
It really doesn't make any difference.
Says the person who has all boys.
I have all boys, yeah.
I remember certain people would say they were painting the room blue because they had all girls.
Thinking that was going to
They
change
were
the luck.
always hoping for a boy because they had all girls.
Well, this family is, we're full of boys. We only don't have a lot of girls
On
in our
your
family.
side, yeah.
On this side. But maybe Zach, if he ever decides to get married and have kids, maybe he might have all girls. You never know.
That's what he said. He's going to be blessed with girls because he says they're all crazy. Because he says all women are crazy.
Oh, Zach. Hey, you ever fake smile? Do you ever fake smile? You offer up like a nice toothy grin, but you really don't mean it.
Not
like
really.
Like you did just now.
No, I don't really. Only when I get my picture taken and I hate it. And now I don't even.
Oh my gosh, you and picture taking is your school picture taking is just hilarious. We should
I don't
put that
toothy grin anymore because then my eyes squinch up and I look like a munchkin or something.
I think it's for
it's
you
too pre-planned or something.
Right. They tell you smile and you're thinking, well, how do I want to smile? I remember
if I smile too big, my eyes scrunch up and then I look bad. So then I go, that is my smile. And I don't do it very big anymore.
Because I remember my dad getting a driver's license picture. And when you look at the picture, it looked like he was like surprised, so it never.
Stand over there,
you get pulled over and you look at this, you're like, oh, I'm surprised I got pulled over. It says that they discovered that we smile 7 times a day, and one of those smiles
is fake.
The majority of those false smiles are reserved for our bosses. You ever fake smile your boss?
No, I don't even look at him.
You don't even smile. You don't even look at him.
Well, because usually they come in behind me while I'm doing the teacher sheet.
Oh, so you just don't have...
And it's to tell me someone else is off, and I'm like, oh, okay, and I add another name to the sheet.
Well, you didn't tell me they're behind you.
Yeah, so, yeah.
They ever walk by you, and did they ever give you a smile?
Well, they say good morning if I'm actually out of my room.
They don't mean it.
If I'm actually out of my room. And then sometimes I do go out when they're on bus duty to tell them someone else called off or I have a problem with something or there's going to be a late bus or something. But we usually don't say hi. I usually say, hey, bus 42 is going to be late this morning, 15 minutes. Oh, okay,
Yeah.
It's usually information stuff in the morning, so.
I can't, I don't know if I don't think I fake smile. You know what I mean?
I try not to.
What would it look like? It would look really weird, I think, a fake smile. Like one of your school pictures.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. We have to do like a video version of this and put those on there.
No, we don't.
I think it would be hilarious.
No,
we'll
we
do
don't.
mine too with some of my hairstyles. I think it would be funny.
With your afro?
Afro and my porn star mustache I used to have that you could barely see
Yeah.
back in the
Back in
80s.
the day.
Oh my gosh, the 80s. Remember the 80s, Terry? Big hair, all the hairspray. No wonder the ozone's all screwed up. Just the 80s alone, all the hairspray. I think we're going to get back to that. I think
You
big
think
hair
big
is
hair
coming
is coming
back.
back?
It's coming back.
I know some people will be right in style because they never went out.
I mean, look at the
Of
jeans.
the big,
look
the
at the
jeans
jeans
are
and
going
stuff.
wide. They're going
Back
wide.
to
They
wide
can-
leg or the...
Some of them, but they still got them skinny jeans in. They
Yeah.
got the floods in now too. Remember
Yeah, the
when
floods are in.
Oh man, these people wearing the jeans now, they'd be laughed out of high school in the 80s because that was floods. If your tops of your shoes showed, man, you had floods on.
See, especially dress pants. I don't understand the dress
I know,
pants.
and they're wearing their dress pants short too.
It just
It's
seems
like
weird
gross.
with no
Okay.
socks and their dress shoes. It's just a weird look, but I don't know. Maybe it's just a phase.
I
And
hope.
even if you have long pants, they're
I-
pegging the pants
I
up.
know. I hope it's just a phase.
But we'll see, because all things come back at some time,
Yep.
some way. Now, you just went on an airplane to Florida, and
Much better than the car.
yeah, well, you might be surprised. This is interesting because they said that when they did this study of new parents, of school-age parents, I should say, most parents said they will drive 1,400 miles to their destination before considering another mode of transportation. So, with that being said, parents will drive an average of 1,479 miles before choosing to take a flight or a train.
And I can see why.
And that is from New York to Disney World. So that's the trip. That's
I mean, there were
1,479.
2-year-olds on our plane, and they were just horrible. You could hear them screaming the whole time.
Well,
And you have to seat them. You're not allowed to get them out of their seat at certain times. And if they're screaming, it's not only disturbing to you, it's disturbing everyone on the plane.
right. 85% said that they prefer to drive because the car itself is like an extension of the home for them.
Because so many people spend so much time in their car anymore.
Yeah, I mean,
And they have all their gadgets and their tablets and everything to entertain them now.
they said for others, the car is making memories because sometimes you might make another trip you wouldn't be able to do on a plane or a train because
Yeah. You might
you
go
can
an
kinda
hour out of
veer
your
off
way and do something, on
and
your
see
way.
the big ball of twine
Yeah.
that you missed, or the giant watermelon that is on display. Spending time with family and sharing meals together in a car, and that's when you get all the crumbs in the back. And they said a car has a homey feel.
Well, yeah, I mean, ours did when we used to travel. I mean, we always took snacks in the car. The kids played.
I see the point. We have driven to Florida in several different motor vehicles. We had the RV one year that broke down on us as we got to Florida. RJ got very sick.
Because it got too hot, and then they put the air on and
There was silicone ended up getting into the gas
gasoline.
tank. And my brother's suitcase got
Beat on by my brother.
peed on. But other than that, I could see where an RV, people do travel the RV way. And I could see where
Pictures
that
of
would be.
Janet laying with her big pregnant belly.
Yeah,
in
she
the
was
back of
pregnant
that.
going down. But I could see where people,
I
especially
actually
the
drove
RV.
that for a while.
I know you did. You drove that big monster. That was a big one.
In the pouring rain,
Yeah.
and when the semis would come by, it felt like it was going to go into the other lane.
Yeah. But being in a car, we've also driven to Florida in a little car. So we went first trip to Florida. Were we married? I think we just got married.
We just got married.
We were in Ralph
And
Janet's
Janet's
little
escort.
and my feet were up to my chin because we had stuff in the back seat. It was so small. Because Terry usually packs the house. She still does anyway. But then we go from that.
And then we hit Tampa, and I had to go to the bathroom. We had to find a bathroom.
Well, Janet had to go to the bathroom. She went through Georgia in an hour.
Yeah, because she had to go. So, and then we hit Tampa, and I had to go to the bathroom, and Ralph was looking for a bathroom, and it was such a scudsy Texaco or something. It was such a scudsy place on the outskirts of Tampa that I would have rather peed in the corner than on the toilet. It was so bad.
Did you do a squat?
Yes, and I was pregnant, so I was afraid to catch anything,
You were to stop in the side of the road, you'd have been better.
I would, behind a bush, just look for the gators and snakes.
Some people they say 30 minutes driving every day. Some people drive almost 3 hours a day behind the wheel. Can you imagine?
If you have an hour drive to work.
An hour and a half.
Sam right now, he's got 50-some minutes, and then on the way home takes him longer sometimes.
The reason that parents use their cars is to drive to activity, sports practice, and music lessons. We remember that soccer practice that we did.
We never had to drive to, I guess he did go to guitar lessons, but the other music was across the street. That worked out really nice.
Some people dreamed about cars. Like they would, back in the day when they were young, they were thinking that they'd have a family car, would have a TV. Well, basically, almost has a TV.
I mean, they did for a while. For a while, they made them with the little TV VCR things.
The sunroof, which cars have sunroofs, speakers, and snack dispensers. Can you imagine your car?
I'm surprised they don't have snack dispensers.
You push the button and Cheez
Whiz comes out.
Cheez-Its comes flying out of there. Got to grab it while you're driving the car. But a snack dispenser, and a lot of people thought we'd be flying like the Jetsons by now. Here we are, 2023, and we're not flying like the Jetsons. You
know why? Because a lot of people wouldn't obey the rules, I think. Like stay on one side going. Can you imagine someone going the wrong way down a hole?
Flying?
Yeah, flying down the wrong way.
Yeah, that's would be scary. And we don't have a Rosie. We need a Rosie from the Jetsons. Mm-hmm. She did everything.
Yes, she vacuumed.
She vacuumed. She took care of the kids sometimes. She babysat, and she loved it.
Mm-hmm.
She didn't even complain. At least I don't think she did. She might have to George. I have no idea. But I don't know. If you had a choice right now, being older, we don't have any kids, flying is probably
it's just
easier
quicker.
For us.
It's quicker.
Yeah,
I don't mind if I have the time. Like we only had a 5-day vacation this last one, so flying was really the way to go.
You got extra time.
If I had 10 days and I had 2 days to stop at a motel, I do not mind driving, especially if if we were retired and we were going someplace far away and we could take 2 days to get there and stop every meal and have little pit stops, like see something, like Music Hall of Fame or something. You know what I mean? Something music for you, one stop, and then a big craft place or something. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Or a big flea market to stop, part way. If you actually picked these things and went out of your way a half an hour and then spent an extra night, it would not bother me to do that because we've been out of the car 2 or 3 times, once to eat, once to do something that we liked, and then we stayed in a motel, maybe got a motel with a pool, and you got to swim before you went, that would not bother me traveling like that in the car.
I think getting out of the car, you got to, that long trip to Florida.
It's just that we've always done it and done one way straight through, and that's hard. But if time was not a factor and I could take 2 extra days and travel that way, I wouldn't mind driving everywhere I went.
I think I would be the same because I think if I didn't have to,
say you're going out west and you want to stop in Nashville and see a show, and so you maybe stop, before Nashville from here, someplace like in Kentucky or whatever to see my uncle or something on the way. Then you go to Nashville, then you go, another place, and then you're out to California. You know what I mean?
Right.
It wouldn't be too bad because you're taking your time, and when we get there,
Right. So, I think the more we get out of the car, it's just a tough, for Florida, we always seem to be, because we want to get down there, because you don't want to lose any time. But you're losing time anyway. It doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to lose a day regardless. And then the next day, you're all try to get some
But
sleep.
see,
You're all groggy.
like if you stopped at an amusement park halfway down there, then you wouldn't feel like you lost
if
anything.
you stayed over, right, and if you stayed somewhere
over
and then
there.
did again, yeah, you wouldn't. It would feel different. Coming home, I think we did that one year. We stopped at Busch Gardens or something.
Mm-hmm.
Then we had a water
And the
water
wet
park
and,
too.
Wet and wild.
Yeah. So if you had to put a price tag on pain, how much would you pay to avoid health ailments?
Everything I have.
You would? Everything? You'd give up everything just to not have
Back pain.
back pain? Well, you wouldn't, yeah.
When I was wishing myself dead,
So they put a price tag
I don't know what all I would have given up.
on your pain to pinpoint the greatest annoyances. So most people say they're willing to spend $400 monthly for the rest of their life just to sleep soundly through the night.
Every night.
Every night.
I had a couple hot flashes last night. Nice night without waking up would be nice, but that doesn't bother me so much because I've been waking up with cramps in my legs since I've been 25 years old. So,
yeah, I hear you over there. Cramp.
Or do you hear me go crack, crack?
Yeah, crack,
like
yeah.
I pull on my toes and they go crack, crack, crack.
Well, you don't. Would you spend $400 just to sleep though every night?
No, because how many times have I been up pacing the floor? I mean,
Well,
after back surgeries, I've paced the floor.
But that's the $400. We'll get rid of that. She'd be able to sleep. Maybe.
I don't know. I've lived through it so much. I don't.
Most people would spend nearly 40% of 1 year's paycheck to get rid of their allergies permanently.
Well, there is a way to do that. No
I know
grains and no
grains.
sugar.
No grains.
You have to take sugar and grains out of your diet, and your allergies will go away. I was going to try it, but people keep giving me sugar.
Yeah. Some people are willing to fork over a year's worth of rent to gain complete immunity to the COVID-19 virus, which I don't know why you would do that because it's
just like having the flu.
Just having a cold or
a couple
flu
times
anyway.
I've had it.
So I'm not
Sometimes
really-
it wasn't as bad as my allergies.
Save your money.
I mean, the first time it left me feeling heavy in my chest, and it took 2 or 3 sets of antibiotics to get rid of the chest like congestion. Like I felt like I had bronchitis or pneumonia or something. The second time it was just a fever. I slept for 3 days and I was done.
So you did it by state too. Missourians will be more than happy to pay over $47,000 to never throw up again.
I don't like to throw up.
I don't either. I'm not going to pay $47,000, but I hate throwing up. I hate just a feeling of thinking
that you're going to throw up. Yeah, when your stomach starts going, and you're like, I don't want to throw up.
Then you get the dry heaves.
I would rather have the runs. Okay, let's wish it to the other end.
And then you hurt for a day because you dry heaved all that up.
Oh, when I had the kidney stones, I would just, and you'd think when I had the kidney stones, I'd get nauseated and I'd think, okay, I'm going to throw up, then I'll be okay. Well, no, it doesn't end with the kidney stones. It just keeps throwing up till I go to the hospital. I would not stop until they put something in my vein for the nausea. It just kept going.
Pennsylvanians would gladly pay $60,918 to enjoy life without the burden of allergies. The median household in Pennsylvania is $63,000. So they're going to pay their whole salary if that's what they make. Californians are willing to pay $23,000 to drink alcohol without the fear of a hangover. They must really not like to be hungover.
A social alcohol must be social thing.
Allergies seem to be the big thing. People willing to spend money, and then allergies can be very debilitating.
Oh, I've been sneezing all day today. They were pulling wires over my head again.
What would most people sacrifice to never have a hangover again? Brunch. 38%. Coffee comes in number 2. Coffee's going to help you with that hangover. You got to drink that coffee, but they would give it up. Netflix. They give up Netflix not to have a hangover. Fast food, social media, the beach. People would give up the beach. The internet. 16%.
I can't believe people would give up the internet as much as they are.
They're on the phone all the time.
Where was I listening? And they said that now that we have these hands-off things on our car, people are shopping online while they're driving to work and stuff.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous. Put your phones down, freaking phones down while ours is connected to our phone for Google Maps. So that's the only way we're going to be using our phone in our car is if we put the destination in there and hit go, and then it's going to click. And then if we have a detour, we're going to put route around or whatever.
If the Bluetooth works, though, you could just push the button and hear it to the speakers. You don't have to be on your phone.
Yeah, but how are you going to shop that way? You got to look at the pictures and stuff.
I'm not talking about shopping. I'm just talking about calls.
And calls still, especially if you're calling and then you're calling someone else and someone calls you and then you're dialing out. You're looking at that more than you're looking at the road then.
Well, they're not too, they wouldn't sacrifice their phone. That came in almost dead last, 2.1%.
Well, then they wouldn't give up. Then they wouldn't give up the internet because the internet's on their phone.
Yeah, exactly. There's no way. Sex was at 6%. In your pet. Some people giving up their own pet.
Some of us women, don't enjoy it as much as we used to.
So sleep is very important to people. They put a price tag on sleep and the allergies. That seems to be. I do hate my allergies. There's times my eyes itch, my throat itches. Just depends on the.
Today
type.
I was going to eat vegetables. This morning I couldn't because it just made me cough.
Up a storm.
Yep, everything.
Well, that'll do it for this episode. We're at episode 40 of our second season.
Nippy.
I don't know if we ever thought we'd
make it
this
that far.
But here we are, and it's been a lot of fun, and we want to thank all of you that are taking the time to listen. Don't forget to subscribe. A new episode comes out every Monday, and you get the alert on your phone, and I know you do because my phone alerts and says, hey, there's a new episode. Don't miss it. And we also send out, or I have been sending out little snippets of the show. So share those. I know Penny does. I could have mentioned Penny's name because she does do that. So thank you. So please don't, put us out there. And also you can follow us on Facebook or Twitter at Just Talking Out Loud. And what else? You can contact us at justtalkingoutloud.com at gmail.com. And we appreciate all your time, and we are out.
Have a blessed week.
Thank you for listening. We hope you enjoyed today's show.